Hello, my name is Hans George Campbell. Today I wanted to show you how to use ArcSoft ShowBiz, which is this program right there. ArcSoft ShowBiz is usually included on a CD-ROM with your video capturing devices that you buy from China, that you get out of China. It's also included, believe it or not, on a lot of your better HD video capturing devices out of China. So yeah, it's a real nice program. It's very easy to use. And as you can see on my desktop here, I also use Shotcut. But Shotcut, it has too much going on in it. And I only use this program if I need to do something that I cannot do in ArcSoft ShowBiz. But for the most part, everything I need to do as far as editing my videos for YouTube can be done in ArcSoft ShowBiz. So let's load up the program. Alright. So we're going to move this up a little bit. Okay, this is ArcSoft ShowBiz, and I think can I expand the screen? Yeah, okay, this is ArcSoft ShowBiz. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to load up the first part of your video. In this case, it's going to be the introduction. Okay? That's the introduction to my Atari computer pickup for June 2020. And this is the introduction to that video. Now, we need to trim out some unwanted material from this first part here. So the way you do that, you have to drag and drop this down to your timeline. And when you do that, you can then click on your scissors right here to do a multiple trim. And it brings up this video here. Now, so we want to click out or trim out this first part here. Okay, so we're going to click on Mark In. All right. And then we're going to click on Next Frame. And you can see your frame counter. Your frame counter is right here. It's 30 frames per second. So this is your frames. And this is your seconds and minutes and hours. Okay? 30 frames per second. So every time this first part reaches 30, this goes up 1 second. And see, by trimming your videos, taking the time to trim your videos like this, your viewers don't have to sit there and watch unnecessary content. And also your videos won't be as long. So they'll upload faster to YouTube. So yeah. You do want to trim out, take the time to do this, to trim out unwanted parts of your video. So we've already cut out over 3 seconds already of unwanted material. So you're not wasting all of that, your viewers' time. And that's important. You don't want to waste your viewers' time. So we're up to 4 seconds that we trimmed out. Thinking right when I stop moving, that'd be a good time to, I think, because there's also going to be a fade in. So I'm thinking that maybe I want to cut it at 4 seconds, because you can go back too. You can actually go back. See, previous frame. We'll do it 4 seconds. And then we'll click on the mark out. So if you notice, it turns this into a scissor. That first part of this video will be trimmed out. It'll be cut out. Okay, so now this is a multiple trim feature. See, it says multiple trim up here. So now we want to move this all the way over to about here, because we want to trim out where I get up from my seat to turn the camera off. So, okay. So it's going to be like right, okay. Right when I start moving to get up to turn the camera off. You can tell because I'll start moving my arms. Yeah, I just recently learned how to do this, so I thought I'd show you guys how to do this. For those of you that are new to YouTube, you've just created your first YouTube channel and you want to know how to edit your videos, well, this is one way that you can do it. This ArcSoft ShowBiz works really well. It's an easy to use program for beginners, and I thought I'd show you how to use it. Yeah, this program comes on a little small, usually comes on a little small 3-inch CD or DVD that's included with a lot of your video capturing devices that you get out of China. So, yeah. Okay, see how I'm starting to move? My arm's starting to move, so we want to back up. And we're going to cut it. See, it's called mark in. We're going to cut it right there. And then we're going to hit the, we want to go to the very end, and then we're going to hit the mark out. And as you can see, a scissor icon popped up. So that means it's going to trim out that part of the video. Okay, so we've trimmed out quite a few seconds of unwanted material. Okay, now we click on OK. And if you notice right here, it shows you a preview of this video. It shows you the video is going to start here and it's going to end there. Okay. Now the next thing we want to load up is we want to load up your title sequence. You should always have a title sequence already made up that you use for all of your videos. And mine here is just labeled title. Okay. Now my title sequence already has the fade in and fade out included as part of the video, so I don't have to add that later on when I start doing the transitions, which I'll show you how to do in a moment. So we grab that and we put that there. Okay. All right. So now we're going to load the next video. okay, which is going to be this one. Yeah, I think we got to edit out the first part, just a little small part of that first part of that video. So again, we drag it down here, okay, and we're going to click on the scissors so that we can trim out that first part. So we click on Mark In. Right when my hand goes behind my anti-static smock, that's when I'll do the mark out. Right about there. See, and I just cut out over a second of material. See? And it all makes a difference. All makes a big difference. So we're going to, yeah. Okay, so we're going to click on OK. And, okay. So now what we're going to do, I think there's part 3. I can't remember exactly. What did I need to do on part 3? I don't think I had to do anything on part 3. This part here. Okay. Because of the way this one ended and the way this one began, they splice in beautifully. Okay, so I don't have to do anything between those two clips. So, okay, let's load up the final part right here. Excuse me. And on this one, let's see. I think we have to. Okay. Yeah, on that one I do have to clip out the last part. So on this clip, we're going to move this all the way down to here. Because I'm going to cut out where I get up to turn the camera off. So okay, so let's continue on. Okay, so that's where I get up to turn the camera off. Okay, so we're going to go back. It looks weird in slow motion, but okay, so we're going to cut it or mark in right there. And then we're going to mark out at the end of the video. So all that's going to be clipped out, that last part, where I get up to turn the camera off. Okay, so now after you do that, okay, you want to go to the next part, which is your transitions. Okay? So I usually like to do a fade in at the beginning of my video and at the end. Do a fade out. Like that. Okay? Now, between these two videos, because the way this one ends and the way this one starts, I want to do something like, I usually like to do this one. You can do any transition you want, but I kind of like that one. So we're going to put this one in between these two clips or two parts. And that's it. If you wanted to, you can also do like, you can do special effects, you know. You could do text. You can add text. Okay. But I don't really need to do that. I usually just do this first part and then the transitions, and that's it. And then you go on, you go right here to produce. Okay. And I create file like that. And I usually have it set for high quality, MP4 format. And it's set for 1920 by 1080, so it's a 1080p file. 16 by 9, 29.97 frames per second. Do not do your videos in 60 frames per second. A lot of stupid people that put up YouTube content, they post their videos in 60 frames per second. Do not do that, because unless you don't want a lot of your viewers to be able to view your content at 1080p. Because a lot of times, for a lot of people, they don't have high-end computers, and they don't have fast internet service. So they can't view videos at 60 frames per second. It'll be really choppy, it will lag, it'll constantly stop or slow down. So if you want people to not watch your videos, just continue posting them at 60 frames per second. And that will effectively keep people from watching your videos. People hate 60 frames per second. I'm talking about the average person, the average YouTube viewer. They don't like 60 frames per second on your videos. Okay, and it's not necessary, because standard video is 29.97 frames per second. 30 frames per second. So that's what you should render your videos at. Because if you render your videos at 60 frames per second, what happens is that forces people to lower the resolution in order to be able to watch your video. And people don't like to do that. And also, by lowering the resolution, they're going to be watching your video at a lowered resolution. It'll look fuzzier, it'll look grainier, it won't look as good, and it'll make your video content look like crap to the average user. So do not render your videos at 60 frames per second. Do not upload your videos at 60 frames per second. Don't do it. Render your videos and upload your videos at 30 frames per second. Trust me, that's what you want to do. Now, 60 frames per second is okay if you're playing a video game, and that's fine. But 60 frames is not okay when you're rendering a video that you're going to be posting on your YouTube channel. Okay, just take it from me, render them at the standard 29.97 frames per second. Okay. All right, and then after you make sure that your settings are all correct, then you hit start, and it's just that easy. Depending on how long the video is, it can take anywhere from a few minutes to over an hour. So it just depends on how long your video is. Usually, I don't like to record videos that are longer than an hour. I usually like to keep my videos at 1 hour or less. I think that's a good guideline for your YouTube videos, because if your YouTube videos are too long, it's not going to hold your viewers' attention. They're not going to want to continue watching the video unless the video is something really interesting, okay, that will keep their attention, will hold their attention. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to make you sit through this, but anyway, I just want to show you guys how to use the ArcSoft ShowBiz, which usually comes with a lot of the video capturing devices and HD video capturing devices that you get out of China. Okay. Anyway, my name is Hans George Campbell, and until next time.